See, we have been reading, I grew up reading all Russian books, from then Soviet land, which we would get, so they were beautiful, it was translated. And there are very nice, amazing translators who are working around in this world. Today, translation is extremely important, and the world has become small.
Yeah.
People, everyone all over the world.
Yeah.
So this exchange can happen, exchange of ideas, exchange of situations, exchange of your political positions.
Yeah.
Knowing all these can happen, it is possible to happen, and translation is something that will help us do that.
Very well said.
And it's always, Indian writing was always thought that it has to get translated to English. It's gone beyond that now. My poems are translated into Vietnamese, it's translated into Sinhala, it's translated
That's
into
amazing.
German, it's translated. It's like Indian writers, language writers, regional language writers are being translated into all kinds of things. And so much of translations from Latin American countries, Marquez is translated beautifully, or anybody, from all kinds of countries are coming into Indian language writing.
Yeah.
It's not just that because it's one good work, you bring it. It's not that. This culture, this language needs it, and therefore you bring it. And the time will decide what is to be translated. So translation is another amazing area which is like just get drowned into translation.
What advice would you give a young person who's coming into who's interested in this field? How should they approach this? How should they enter the field? And how does one become
I think it's very important for Indian youngsters to read Indian literature.
Okay.
To understand Indian language literature. Like, somebody from Tamil Nadu might not know any Hindi, that person might read the translation. So the good translation has to be provided.
Yeah.
Or a Kannada person might want to read something in Kannada.
Yeah.
Okay. So this Indian languages should get translated.
Yeah.
There should be more. It's already being done, but there should be more groups and institutions that would support this.
Yeah.
Kind of.
At Art History Plus, we've started converting Indian contemporary art, our art explained concepts, into Tamil, Urdu, Hindi, Marathi, Konkani, Gujarati, so that the grandmother of that area should know their own contemporary art. It's so sad. I agree with you.
Yeah.
I mean, the translation needs to be
done. And also, sometimes what we do is, like you said, we technically translate jargons and throw it. It's not that. You have to creatively do it so that somebody who's reading it should fall in love and want to explore more. That's so the good translation does that.
What's your take on Google Translate?
I love it. It's like when you are bored, just Google Translate, and I wrap Google translations.
No, but is Google Translate, do you think it's a step in the right direction, or do you think it's just
Google Translation is trying to translate, but language literatures, regional languages, I don't know how far it's good.
No, but what if one day needs into...
They need to work a lot.
Yeah, what if they do work a lot, and what if one day they eat into your I don't know how to say this, in your quota? Or they can't, because you can say that, okay, online poetry has come, will it eat into your poetry? It's not. It's a different thing altogether. What if the computer code understands context?
But it should also understand the frame. It should understand the flavor. It should understand the love you have with that.
Yeah. I guess that's what makes a poetry human, right? Because otherwise,
yes, poetry is something. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It has tentacles that will go into all other art forms. you know.
Yeah.
It can imbibe, it can do a lot of things. And people are doing poetry now. Many artists are using poems, you know.
Yeah.
Like poetry and,
It's interesting.
yeah.
It's a beautiful subject. I'm sure. I've started to.
Yeah.
You've allowed me to. You opened the door for me. Now can you suggest 3 poems or 3 writers that I can will allow me to come closer to this? And I don't mean the school kind of things. Do you have any like entry level
See, there
artists,
is
entry level poets?
Yeah.
And not
I
you.
will tell you.
I don't want not
One-
you.
No.
Somebody
not
else.
me. One is Salma from Tamil.
Okay.
Read her in translation and listen to her in original. Anita Thampi from Malayalam. Anamika from Hindi.
Okay.
These are the 3 amazing poets.
All right. Thank
All
you so
women. All women.
Thank you
Okay.
so much. I am going to say bye-bye.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, this was a great podcast. Thank you so much. Do you want to just once more look into the camera? I could cut this part, but if you can just say a few words about maybe your experience, say you liked it, and please ask people to like, comment, and subscribe. These 3 words have to be there. Please.
Okay, so this is the podcast which will bring you a lot of interesting people, interesting discussions, interesting forms of art and engagement with it. And I'm sure you would love watching these. So please subscribe, like, and share this, and be with us.
And hit
Thank you.
hit the bell icon.
Hit the bell icon. Ding, 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 ding.
And